Wow. I knew it was going to be a mess. Good morning, everybody, or evening, or wherever you are in the world. Um, I am Otter, streaming freedom to you from where I am in the world. And sorry about the mess. I should put this thing up over here. I still can, but it's just it's just my life. And what I am doing right now is I'm in the transition of going from what people would consider normal eating uh, to no sugar, no carbs. And so hence the mess over where there over there goes in there. So otherwise, it would look relatively okay in here, I think. Otherwise, yeah, because I got the other side is hidden. God, that just looks so crazy. But seriously, this is where all of it's all going on, and I'm rearranging because I had to get different flour, and I hate that weird light on my eye. Where's that coming from? There's got to be a source. What could it be? I mean, that is so weird. And reflection is it just the way I'm turned? If I go like that, no, then it comes back. It's just there. And now I don't even like these glasses anyway. But I don't know if I have any other ones I can put on quick just to try and see if it's gonna just be the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. Draft. These are clean, at least. I cleaned these. So okay, so yeah. So now that I got that all sort of squared away, I mean, is this any different than a dude streaming from his garage? I don't think so, because I'm a woman, and this is my woman cave. Well, at least for now, I'm gonna get it cleaned up and straightened up better before you know it. So I was listening to one of my favorite podcasters yesterday, and he was sharing about his feelings and opinions on the government and why he feels and believes that it is in the mess that it is, and yada yada, whatever. I mean, yeah. And it was important topics. He was being interviewed, and I agreed with him on everything. I did, and I'm ticked off too because I just feel like God. Okay, finally we can just get focused on the real hardcore issues here in our country with this newest administration, and that we could finally, dig in and get some real things done instead of always, being sticking our noses into other places around the world and being so concerned about everything else out there. I mean, certainly you can endeavor to, and I'm sure that was done long before this administration got in. There were endeavors made to check into a lot of those different things anyway. So they were probably on the docket for things to be looked into or at, to be considered in the whole mosh pit of everything. Okay, so Well, then all I want to add to my government segments is that it just breaks my heart so bad because, I mean, God, a person could just use a good, I'd gladly take 5 years off from dealing with foreign entities and foreign related bullcrap. Like, and it's like we started out pretty strong trying to get our own shit straightened out. And then all of a sudden, what? Did all of a sudden it just become, and then the whole first half of this new administration had to fight with the old administration on so many different things. The president was in and out of court practically daily, and I mean, fought so hard to get to the point where those such things could be taken care of too, and are being taken care of, and those are good things too, still to this day. But I am just so I'm just bowled over. This is like the first time I'm even able to mention it. But the fact that I had to hear anything about World War III out of my president's mouth really, that frickin' did me in. I mean, I've been broken down to the core, I'm telling you, multiple times. And that I'm even still alive, I don't understand it. And that'll even resonate more, hopefully, with you people, whoever's listening. Once you, I'm just trying to see, like, I don't even know if this is on or plugged in. Where does it plug into? I'm sorry. Now I'm just like, what is going on here? I'm sure it, I think it has to be plugged in. Yeah, it's more of a hardwired. It's not Bluetooth. So anyway, the bottom line is that I'm so pissed off. I'm just hurt. I'm just broken. I was one of those kids in the 70s, probably 60s, also late 60s anyway. We had to scurry under our desks during the Cold War, and the sirens would go off, and everybody would have to scramble because we had to pretend, it was like a simulation for the bombs dropping or whatever the hell was going to happen, or a nuclear thing was going to come at us. We didn't even know. I didn't even really know what that meant entirely by any means. No one really ever explained it. It was talk, or they'd show the mushroom cloud in the classroom on the screen. Remember the old pull down screens? Well, they probably still have them, but for the projector, yeah. But there was just so much insanity around all that I couldn't come anywhere near in my youth to making any kind of sense out of, nor did anyone in my home, for sure. I don't think anybody ever watched politics. Oh no, if the TV was always going, and I don't know why. And this was especially during the Vietnam War, and the TV seemed to always be on when they were hauling bodies off the plane every day. Just sick, nauseating, disturbing. And then they wonder why kids end up disturbed and doing dastardly things later on in life, or not so much later on in life, because they're so screwed up, because they don't know what to think. Because life wasn't supposed to be like that. The way I was brought up, in the church, and I'm not blaming nothing on the church, but They didn't really, none of that was talked about. None of that was talked about either, and it shouldn't have been. But what I liked most was Sunday school. Sunday school was fun. I mean, we did crafts. It was just like, it was just kind of like a little holiday, a little break from everything else. You didn't have to know anything. You just, follow the whatever. Kind of like just kind of stay in the lines. Anyway, god dang it, it's just so hard to explain what I have in my heart about this. I mean, just the fact that that had to get talked about and come out of the mouth of my own president at this time in my life, I just, I just can't even. And I'm not trying to just be drama, but I tell you, I just don't even know. I don't even know if I'm going to vote next year or next term or whenever. I don't know if I'm ever going to vote again. I just feel such a letdown, such a major letdown. Um, I'm not saying I feel like things can't be possibly somehow in some little certain way turned around. Oh, but back to that interview yesterday, and the dude was chafing on the baby boomer era. And I agreed with him. I'm a tail end baby boomer, like the last year. And I do not feel like a boomer at all from what I saw them do, from being at the bottom of the hill per se and watching what they were functioning out of, you know, coming off of their parents and that their parents' era of the me generation. I mean, you want to talk about entitlement. Oh my God. And so now it all makes a lot more sense too when I look at the hardcore boomers in the government. I mean, it makes so much more sense now. And there's so many different factors that weigh in to probably why that, you know, ended up becoming instilled in those initially kids first and then on and into young adulthood and then yada yada onto, you know, them. Uh, I don't know. But I do agree. I agreed with everything. What this, yeah. I hope he runs for president. He'd never make it in a million years because he's too honest and he cares too much. He really cares about people, truly, 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 and especially kids. And if we can't care about children in this life, what the heck more could you care about? They're little, they're innocent, they need our help. They don't need to be more burdened when they're already heavily trodden enough upon between school nowadays and, you know, I can't, it just, there's a lot more. But I saw a lot as a kid. I saw what them boomers were up to. And a lot of it was they were up to no good. And there was a lot of wealth in some of the other families because of farming. It was the 60s and 70s, well, maybe the 50s too, could all well be, were just, I think, cash crop years for generations, for a good couple few generations. Some real, well, throwing some bootlegging too. Um, Whatever. Not that I saw it, but I heard about it in and along the family lines. Well, there was money. There was money. There were certain families in and around our family that were just floating in it. They just seemed to be just floating in dough. And they had these ginormous farms, and they hired people, and they had, livestock, and they had all everything and everything. And they did field crops and just a beautiful farmhouse, like a mansion, and it wasn't just them. You could see it everywhere you went. It was like farms were just, they were the thing. They held our sustenance, they were respected, so on and so forth. But there was still at the same time, it was the same way. There was the wealth up here from the generations before that pushed that forward. And then there was the downtrodden, which they didn't get anything pushed forward. Well, at least in my family, not till later on. Some of them got something later on. Well, whatever the case, I don't know how or why the boomers got so much into their heads, so much that they're so entitled or invincible or whatever, all those things that the way they are. And I'm not saying that I'm not one bit materialistic. Take a look around. I'm redoing a whole kitchen area section. That's my main, that's like, well, that is the sheer glaring view of my main station in my whole apartment. I don't have anywhere near as much stuff as in my kitchen station here, and it comes over. But I mean, I like food, and I want to go the keto way as much as possible. I'm working on it, and I'm having to go through all my old food and get rid of old food that's just doused full of sugar, carbs. Ugh. Well, anyway, so what else did I want to say about that? Well, I still don't know what the frick's going to happen. I still am not going to rest in peace probably until my ashes are floating up into the heavens or fall into the ocean or whatever. And I'm just out of here. I don't know, because every year, I cannot think of one year since I was a kid, scared shitless because of the Cold War, to now, to where I've ever felt like we were heading in a good and healthy direction with our government, for our people, for everything and whatnot. Like, when is it ever just going to settle down? When can we ever just have some true peace and quiet and focus on our families and do some healing? Families have been so torn apart and stripped apart from COVID and from failings of past administrations, and I can't think of the word. Crap that went through the pass-through bills that entitled people to basically have to be able to really actually bully other people. Well, I don't know. It was along those lines anyway. What did they consider that? Politically correctness. Oh, yeah, all that fun hell. Oh, that was just such a blast, wasn't that? I mean, when can we ever just really rejoice and be happy and feel a sense of, hey, we got peace in our nation, and our nation is getting cleaned up. The wrong people are getting put back to where they belong, and our borders are safe and secure, and the economy is somewhat near bearable more, and things like that. I mean, is that too much to ask? I don't think it should be, but it seems to be. It seems to be like, I don't know. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating, and I got a granddaughter graduating soon, and it's like I want their lives to be happy. I want them to have security as they go along. I don't want them to be worried about, and they're probably not right now. I hope they're not worried about any of that. This is what I have done all my life. All my life, I have cared a lot about these things. Now, no, I cannot go jumping into getting involved. I can't do that because I have certain limitations. But I can do this, and this is better than nothing. And even if you feel like I'm just griping, well, yeah. But I think we're entitled to a little griping after everything we've been through, and God knows what we're going to have to go through yet because of the hornet's nests that got stirred up hither and thither and whatever. And the shady bunch has got to get their act together. And they got to quit crying, Russia, Russia, Russia. Like, the Brady Bunch with, what was the cluck's name? Always crying, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Oh, Jan. Yeah, we got to quit being Jans in the government, for one thing, and crying about things that don't matter. They don't really matter. Why does it got to matter so much with this, that, and that? No. It's like, just stop it. Be mature. Get your job done. I mean, it should have just stayed instead of MAGA. It should have stayed MESA. Make America safe. I don't know if you can really, well, yeah, you can say again. I think there have been definitely eras where America has been safer, but ever since nukes and missiles and shit, now we got drones to top it all off. But I don't know. But I mean, as long as the borders are secure and the cities get cleaned up and our own problems get tackled, I mean, what good is it all for? What good is it if you get this accomplished and over here or that accomplished over there when everyone else, when your own country, and even, I believe, even to some extent and degree, allegedly, Putin even told this to our country, told it right to our country to do the same thing instead of worrying about everyone else or anything else. To whatever, however he, or if that was it was put in a newspaper. I don't know how or where. I said allegedly. I thought I heard that, but yeah, I agree, Putin. I agree. We need to do that here, and we need to do it hard, and we need to keep steady at it. That's how our jobs are going to grow. That's how people are going to feel safe, and they're going to want to be here, and they're going to want to stay here, and they're going to want to raise families here. And then, we grow our country healthfully, in peace, in quiet, and people just doing their own things, minding their own business. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. And we don't have to be warring against each other in our own country. We should be united. I wish we would still be saying the Pledge of America. That pledge was beautiful, and I'm not going to remember it all, but and justice for all, and it was in unity, and justice for all. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, well, God bless you, peace, love, and grooviness, and I hope you have a great day, or as much as possible, enjoy the day. I'm going to try. Ugh. All right. Bye for now.